Right, good morning. And it usually is morning when I decide to do record cleaning because it's normally a big batch. I'm just going to walk you through it. I'm just going to give you a quick outline first of all of the setup I have. Normally I get set up the night before with the equipment ready to start in the morning. I normally plan this when the wife's going to be out all day. So I've got pretty much the house to do it in. So normally the kitchen's the best place for the water. So I have the ultrasonic tank set up here with it set around about 37 degrees. The records that are on this just now, I call that the spit, the rotisserie, and there's 15 records on there. I'll take you all through that and how that's done. And the tank is set to around about 36, 37 degrees. I've taken other people's advice for that. The equipment, I bought the tank separately, and then the spit parts with the spacers I bought separately, and then I got a colleague of mine, I had some material that was ideal for making spacers, so I got additional spacers made, but I can sit 15 records on here in one batch, and I have the ultrasonic running for 15 minutes. There's a gearbox on the end of here with a motor that gives one rotation every minute, I think it is. You can buy the parts pretty easy and build it yourself, but at the time I was too busy working and things, so I paid something like £70 to get started. So my setup is the ultrasonic tank here with a cleaning fluid in here. The water's taken up to the level of the record where it can where the grooves are basically, and the lead in, lead out grooves. There's an O-ring on these spacers. I'll take you all through that. The next stage, once I have cleaned them in here, I'll shake off any excessive water cleaning fluid, and I'll take them through to the bath. I'll lay them in the bath, and I use tepid water out the shower to rinse them. I give them a good thorough rinsing in the shower, and then I move them through to the living room where I've got a table set up with microfiber cloths. I bought a big packet of microfiber cloths from Costco, and they're great value for money in there, and they're decent size, and I can sit 4 records on those, and I stack, as I take them off the spit, I put the records into these microfiber cloths, sitting one layer on top of the other, and I'll leave them to dry off a little bit while I come back and get the next batch on. As you'll see over here, I'll take you around this side. I already have approximately 15 records laying ready to go on. So I've got like a production line going here where they're all at different stages. So I have just dried off the records that were and put them, re-sleeved them, because the sleeves weren't very good with the ones that I had. So I have got a massive amount of re-sleeving to do as well. The ones that I am using the original sleeves, I use an air compressor and I blow them inside and out. Prior to the records going into the cleaning tank here, once I've de-sleeved them, I use a damp microfiber cloth, and I wipe them so there's no dust, or very little. The dust comes off the labels. The only dust you're going to get is obviously, I don't clean in the hole in the middle, or if it's got a record that's got spokes on it like that. So this is a 4-spoke one, and any little bits of dust in there, but that's really negligible. But I take the worst of the dust off with the microfiber cloth, like I say. A lot of these records I've inherited ones from friends and things like that. I've bought massive batches of them. They have been in sheds and things, so there's been like mildew and stuff on them. So I generally find putting them through the ultrasonic tank gets them nice and clean. There's a lot of these records are really actually very good, and they sound really good once they've been cleaned. It's just a case of getting the mildew and stuff out of them. Half an hour in the tank, like I say, and then I'll take it through to the shower. So I'm going to show you that stage at the shower in just a minute. I will lift these, I will switch this off just now. I normally wait until the spits, there's a flat side on the rotisserie motor on the shaft, and I normally wait until that's sort of somewhere at the top. It just makes it a bit easier for me sitting it back on there. So I'm just waiting on that rotating around just now, so it's somewhere I can see it anyway. So I will switch this off and simply lift up this end, which is where the motor and gearbox is, and I'll sit that back on there once I've got the shaft clear. So now you will see I have 15 records, all with their spacers in between. There's probably around about there's more than 8 millimeters. There's good 10 millimeters, 10, 12 millimeters between each record on this. Can't remember what size tank this was. I think it was a 15 litre. It doesn't actually tell you on the tank itself. The one thing I did have to do, I'll just put this down for a second. One thing I did have to do with this tank is these came made up, but I then, because it was more made for a smaller tank, I think, it didn't fit this tank because of the handles sticking out here. So I've managed to machine off on my table saw this bottom part here so that it clears the handle, and the same on this one. It's actually got a groove to clear the part where the handle is, and I've also added in additional spacing material here to make up the distance, because this part, the wall of the tank here at the top, is actually thicker than what the smaller tanks are, which makes sense obviously. So those fit on there nicely, and I will now stop the video and I'll take you through to where I do the washing process.